going to talk about tempering. So tempering is basically the fact that this boat here was just inflated. Depending on your inflation mechanism, it may even have been topped up with your breath, which is warm. But even still, normally the air around a body of water is going to be warmer than the body of water. So this air is going to be warm, and as soon as it hits the water, it's going to shrink. So your boat is going to contract and it's going to get soft. So if you don't temper your boat, which is to place it in the water in advance of paddling and splash water on it, it's going to happen while you're on the river, and you don't want that to happen. You're going to lose some performance. So I've actually topped this boat up with a K-pump right through with the back check valve, right through till the bleeder valve was going. So that means my boat here has been topped up to about 2.5 to 3 psi at like performance rigidity. We're going to put it in the water, we're going to temper it, we're going to see what it does, and I'll show you how much extra K-pump it needs to keep going. So you just place it in the water, something like this. You're just going to give it a splash down. I choose not to get a bunch of water in the boat, so you can be cautious how you do that. If it's an open boat, you can just dump it right in. But basically the idea is, we had a thermometer. This water is pretty cold to the touch, probably sitting under 10 degrees Celsius. And right now, atmospherically, we're probably close to 15 or 18 degrees. We're trying to get those two numbers to be as close to each other as possible, and then the boat will stop tempering. So I normally do this, as you can tell, I'm about half dressed and about half ready to go here. I normally do it at this phase so that the boat has time to temper properly, and then right before I get on the river, I'll top it up with a little bit of a pump. So that's about all I'm gonna do for tempering. Now I would go and I would finish putting on my dry suit, put on my PFD or my spray deck, whatever I'm gonna do, get everything else ready in my bow bag, and then one last top up, pump if I'm going to, or use my breath if I'm going to top that PSI as high as I can get it, performance-wise, before we hit the water. Otherwise, you're gonna have a soggy boat midway down. This is really important when you're paddling whitewater, and it's really important when you're on a tandem raft, and it's heavily loaded with gear, because you're gonna get those flex points, which is gonna change the profile in the water.